Imagine just for a second that there's this powerful energy, like a sleeping dragon, a kind of inner fire waiting.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And in ancient Taoist practices, they had ways to awaken that. One really amazing one is called the dragon's breath.
The dragon's breath. Oh,
Yes, this technique that combines, deep belly breathing, intense focus visualization, and cultivating what they call qi, your life force.
Qi, right. That essential energy.
Exactly. And it's not just about feeling calm, though it does that. It's really about transforming your whole inner state, a fundamental shift.
So for this deep dive, what we want to do is give you a clear path to understanding this, cut through, maybe some of the myths.
Right. We've looked at things like transcripts from beyond the brain, distilled the core ideas. The goal is to get the essence of it without drowning in detail.
Okay, so what can people expect? We're talking about the
Definitely the Dantian. That's your energetic core. We'll unpack that and how breathing, really breathing, activates your qi, starts that inner fire.
And the benefits too, I assume. Physical, mental.
Oh, absolutely. The benefits are pretty broad, physical, mental, even spiritual. And crucially, how to practice it safe. That's
safe and effective.
Right. It's about building real vitality, not just temporary relief, maybe even tapping into higher states of awareness.
Okay, sounds fast. So settle in, maybe take a deep breath yourself, and let's explore how this ancient wisdom can actually be, useful today.
Let's do it.
To really get the dragon's breath, we kind of have to go back to ancient China. Picture those misty mountains.
Yeah, you have these Taoist alchemists, these masters, really observing nature deep. They saw life not just as physical stuff, but this constant energy exchange.
Heaven and earth. Yang and yin.
Exactly. And they saw the human body as like a mini universe, a microcosm.
So inside us, there's a space for this energy.
That's the idea. They called it an inner crucible, a place where these energies, heaven and earth, could meet and transform. And that crucible, that's the Dantian.
The Dantian. Okay. And the name itself means elixir field, right?
It does. Elixir field. And the sources usually place it, about 3 fingers width below your navel.
Right down there in the lower abdomen. They called it the alchemical cauldron, or the fire of the Dantian. What was its job exactly?
It's like the central hub, the power station, you could say. It's where your vital energy, your qi, gathers, gets refined, and then sent out to the rest of your system.
So it powers everything.
Pretty much. Think of legendary figures like Shangzan Fan, maybe the founder of Tai Chi. He really stressed cultivating the Dantian.
Why was it so important?
Well, his teachings, and others like them, said strengthening this core makes your body stronger, might even help you live longer, but also it clears your mind, opens up spiritual awareness.
Wow, they figured that out without fancy equipment, observation and practice. It feels like they tapped into something really fundamental about our
It really seems so. And, this knowledge wasn't just openly shared back then. Our sources say it was kept pretty hidden.
Hidden? Why hide it?
Because it's powerful. The idea was that if you misuse this inner fire, if your intention wasn't right, it could actually cause harm. So it was passed down carefully only to disciplined students.
Makes sense. Power needs responsibility.
Exact. But the good news is this knowledge is coming back out now. It's become more accessible.
Yeah.
And with practice, consistent practice.
Yeah. What happened?
The texts talk about feeling something develop there. They call it the jade pearl. Not literal, of course.
Right. A metaphor.
Yeah. It's like this feeling of concentrated energy, a warmth, maybe a vibration, right there in your a sign that things are waking up.
Okay, so we've got the roots, the Dantian as the energy center. Now, the big question, how do we actually light that fire? How does the dragon's breath work?
Right. So think of your lower belly, the Dantian area, as this forge, an internal oven, and your breath, that's the bellows stoking the fire.
Oh, their breath is bellows. I like that.
But most of us, let's be honest, we breathe shallowly, up in the chest. That kind of breathing tends to trigger our stress response, the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight.
Yeah, that tense feeling.
Exact. To fuel the forge, we need the opposite. We need deep abdominal breathing, the kind that grounds you, calms you down, activates the parasympathetic system, rest and digest.
Diaphragmatic breathing, so letting the belly expand.
Precisely. When you inhale deeply and allow your abdomen to rise, your diaphragm muscle actually drops down. This massages your internal organ and directly stimulates that Dantian area.
Ah, so the physical movement helps activate the energy.
It does. It encourages qi to flow into that area, making it like a warm, vibrant reservoir. But, and this is important, it's not just the breathing.
Yeah.
The real magic, according to the source, comes from combining that deep breath with focused intention, with visualization, and a subtle muscle act. Those are the 3 pillars.
3 pillars. Okay, let's break them down. What's pillar number 1?
Pillar 1 is deep, silent breathing into the Dantian. Simple, but profound. You breathe in slowly, deeply through your nose. Imagine guiding that air down, down, down to that spot below your navel.
Feeling the belly expand like a balloon.
Exactly like a balloon.
Yeah.
Gently inflate. Then exhale softly, maybe through the nose or just slightly parted lips. Let the abdomen relax and fall naturally.
And the timing, does it matter?
Some texts suggest timings, like maybe inhale for 4-6 seconds, exhale for 6-8. A longer exhale is generally good for calming the system, but the main thing is smooth, deep, and comfortable. No forcing.
Got it. Smooth and deep. What's pillar number 2? You mentioned visualization.
Yes, pillar 2 is visualization of fire or a sphere of light. While you're doing that deep breathing, you picture something bright and warm in your Dantian. Maybe a small golden sun or a sphere of light.
Okay, picturing it there.
And with each inhale, you imagine that light growing brighter, expanding. With each exhale, you feel it condensing, becoming more intense like molten gold.
So the breath fuels the visualization.
You got it. The air is the fuel. Your focused mind is the flame, and the energy you're building is like that precious metal being refined.
Cool analogy. Okay, breath, visualization. What's the third pillar? Something about a lower...
Right. Pillar 3 is a subtle contraction of the perineum. The perineum is the muscle area between the genitals and the anus. At the very end of your inhale, you just gently contract that muscle.
Gently contract. Why?
It acts like a seal. It helps contain the energy you've gathered in the Dantian, stops it from just scattering downwards. Then, as you exhale, you relax that muscle completely.
Like closing the bottom of the cauldron.
Exactly. That's what they call it, the cauldron seal. It helps build the pressure, the accumulation of energy, getting it ready to circulate.
So these 3 things together, the deep breath, the focused light, the gentle, that's the core practice.
That's the core engine of the dragon's breath, yes. And the sources are pretty clear that even doing this for a short time can have noticeable effects.
Really? Like what kind of immediate benefits are we talking about?
Well, it's not just about feeling relaxed, although that happens. You're literally building your energy reserve. So people report increased physical energy, better stamina.
More energy. Nice.
Yeah. And potentially a stronger immune system, better digestion, healthier internal organs overall. Mentally, it can sharpen your focus and make it much easier to let go of anxiety.
That sounds amazing. And physically, what might you actually feel while practicing?
You'll likely start feeling a definite warmth in your lower abdomen, a sort of vibrant feeling.
Okay.
And as you keep practicing consistently, that warmth can intensify into a gentle heat, maybe a pleasant tingling, or even a subtle vibration right there in the Dantian.
Those are the signs.
Yeah.
The inner fire waking up.
Those are the signs. That's your inner dragon stirring, becoming active.
Okay, so we've lit the fire in the Dantian forge. We're building that energy. But you said accumulation isn't the whole story, right? We need to move it.
Exactly right. Accumulating the kuya is step 1. But if you just leave it pooled there, it's not reaching its full potential and could even theoretically cause imbalances. Think of it like charging a battery. You then need to use that power effectively.
So guiding the energy, like directing the dragon's power.
That's a perfect analogy. You need to guide it harmoniously to nourish your whole system, strengthen all your vital functions, and really elevate your overall energy level. Avoid stagnation or overheating.
And the main technique for this guidance, the sources call it the microcosmic orbit.
Yes, the microcosmic orbit, or sometimes the lesser heavenly circuit, it's fundamental. It's about consciously moving that kuya you've cultivated in a specific loop within your body.
A loop, where does it go?
It ascends up your spine from the base, the perineum area, all the way up to the crown of your head. Then it descends down the front of your body, returning to the Dantian.
Up the back, down the front, a complete circuit.
Precisely. Mastering this circulation is said to really fortify your main energy pathways and leads to a big jump in vitality. We even put a guide to the specific kuya in the show notes for those who want the fine detail.
Good idea. So how do you actually start this flow? What are the practical steps?
First, there's a little physical key. Gently touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth just behind your upper front.
Tongue to the palate? Why that?
It's believed to physically connect the energy channels that run up the back, the governing vessel, and down the front, the conception vessel, creating a closed circuit for the energy to flow smoothly.
Completes the loop. Okay, then what?
Then as you inhale that slow, deep breath we talked about, maybe 4-6 seconds, you visualize that bright energy you cultivated rising up your spine.
Visualizing it moving. Where exactly?
You can focus on key points, starting at the perineum, then the sacrum, lower back, mid back, up to the neck, base of the skull, and finally reaching the crown of your head. Imagine it warming and energizing each area as it passes.
Okay, energy rising up the spine then the exhale.
On the exhale again, long and smooth, maybe 68 seconds, you guide the energy down the front. Picture it flowing down from the crown, through the point between your eyebrows.
The third eye area.
Yes. Then down through the throat, the heart center, the solar plexus, the lower abdomen, and finally returning back home to the Dantian. The key is feeling it as one smooth, continuous fluid.
Like a gentle river flowing. Not
Exact. Smooth, steady, continuous. And the benefits of doing this circulation consistently, they sound pretty significant.
What do the sources say? What does circulating the energy do?
Well, it's said to directly nourish your key endocrine glands, pineal, pituitary, thyroid, thymus, adrenals. These glands regulate hormones, metabolism, stress response, basically your whole internal balance.
So optimizing your body's control systems.
Right. And beyond that, it helps release chronic tension especially in the spine and chest. People report increased mental clarity, heightened intuition, much better emotional stability.
Wow. Anything else?
It helps balance the body's energies, can expand lung capacity over time, and even subtly improve posture because you're energizing the core support structure.
Quite a list of benefits. Seems incredibly powerful, which brings up safety again. Are there big don'ts here? Things to watch out for?
Absolutely crucial. The text strongly emphasized 2 core principles for safe practice. First, the no force principle. Never push it.
No forcing. What does that mean in practice?
If you feel any discomfort, like actual pain or excessive heat, dizziness, a feeling of pressure building up, you back off immediately, reduce the intensity, shorten the session. The energy should feel like gentle, warm water flow, not a fire hose.
Gentle flow, not a flood.
Yeah.
Got it. What's the second principle?
Gentle consistency. This is really key. It's far, far better to practice for, say, 10 or 15 minutes every single day than to try and do a marathon session once a week, especially if you're forcing it then.
Little and often beats intense and infrequent.
Absolutely. Consistency builds the foundation. Gentle, steady practice allows the energy system to adapt and strengthen naturally, creating stable, radiant energy.
So it's like building a fire carefully, tending it daily, rather than throwing gasoline on it once.
Perfect analogy. It's an art, really. And that art extends beyond just the formal practice sessions.
So it's not just about the 15 minutes on the cushion.
Not at all. The Taoist view is holistic. Your energy is constantly influenced by your thoughts, your emotions, your daily act. So maintaining that inner fire, integrating it, requires cultivating certain attitudes and habits in everyday life.
Okay, so how do we live the dragon's path? What are the keys to making this part?
The sources offer what you could call 5 fundamental keys drawn from Taoist wisdom to help integrate this practice effectively and safe. Think of them as guiding principles.
5 keys. Let's hear them. What's the first?
The first is the farmer's patience. We touched on this. Energy work is like farming. You plant the seeds, you water consistently, you weed gently, but you don't dig up the seeds every day to see if they're growing faster.
Right. No pulling on the sprouts.
Exactly. Practice daily, maybe 10-15 minutes. Be consistent. Observe the subtle shifts over weeks and months, but don't expect overnight miracles or push for dramatic results.
Yeah.
Let the roots grow deep and strong naturally.
Okay. Key number 2.
The softness of water. Think about how water flows. It's yielding, adaptable, finds a path of least resistance, never forces its way violently. Apply that to your breath, your visualization, your whole attitude.
Be like water.
Yes, no straining, no holding the breath tightly, no rushing. Let it be natural, continuous, gentle. Softness actually allows energy to flow much more powerfully than rigidity does.
Makes sense. Rigidity blocks flow. What's key number 3?
The joy of a light heart. This is about your mindset during practice. And ideally, beyond. Cultivate a feeling of ease, maybe even happiness or gratitude. Some texts suggest picturing a gentle smile in your abdomen, in your Dantian.
Smiling Dantian.
Sort of. The idea is that emotional ease and lightness allow quanta to circulate freely. Tension, worry, anger, these create energetic knot. Softness and joy help dissolve them.
Okay. Patience, softness, lightness. What's number 4?
Respect for the body.
Yeah.
This is fundamental. Your body is the vessel, the temple where this energy lives and cultivates. So treat it well.
How so?
Good posture is important. Helps keep energy channels open. Eating well, nourishing food. Getting enough restful sleep, that's when the body repairs and integrates energy. And avoiding things that drain your energy reserves.
Like what?
Chronic stress, obviously. Getting lost in excessive emotions. Habits that deplete you, whether physical or mental. Overindulgence. Basically, treat your body like the precious resource it is.
Respect the temple. Got it. And the 5th key? Bringing it all together.
The 5th key is constant presence. This means extending awareness beyond your formal practice throughout your day while walking, working, talking. Try to maintain a gentle background awareness of your dance.
Staying connected to your center.
Exactly. Just occasionally bring your attention back there. Maybe take a conscious breath into your abdomen. Feel that inner warmth. It helps keep the fire gently glowing, stabilizes emotions, and keeps you grounded in the present, even when things get busy.
So it becomes a subtle anchor throughout the day.
That's the goal. It integrates the practice into the fabric of your life.
So if someone really embraces these 5, patience, softness, lightness, respect, presence, what's the payoff? What do the sources suggest happen?
The promise is quite profound. Consistent application leads to a noticeable increase in vitality, a deep, abiding sense of inner calm, and even what some describe as a natural magnetism or radiance. Yeah, like your enhanced inner state starts to positively affect not just your own health or well-being, but also how you show up in the world, how you interact with others, a kind of positive outward ripple.
Wow. So wrapping this up, what we've really explored today is it's like finding a power source that's already inside us.
Absolutely. It's not about getting something from outside, but awakening what's innate. This inner fire, born from your breath, your focus, your discipline.
We talked about the Dantian, that lower abdominal energy center, the alchemist's cauldron.
Right. Seeing it not just as a spot, but as the root of vitality, balance, clarity. And we went through the steps, sparking the fire with the breath, nourishing it with that gentle contraction, the seal.
And then circulating it with the microcosmic orbit, sending that energy throughout the system.
Exactly. To rejuvenate everything, from cells and organs right up to your thoughts.
But it feels like the techniques are just the doorway. The real discovery.
I think so. It's rediscovering that genuine power isn't external. It's right here at your core. Cultivating this inner fire isn't just for physical health, though it helps that immensely. It sharpens the mind, yes, but it also reconnects you to something larger.
Like that cosmic dance of heaven and earth you mentioned.
Precisely. You become a more conscious participant, a clearer channel between those energies. The ancient Taoists, when they talked about the dragon, it wasn't just raw power. It was balanced, transformative power, transcendence.
And that potential, that mastery, is available now through this kind of practice.
That's the invitation, yes. Every conscious breath into the Dantian, every moment of focused visualization, every bit of consistent, gentle practice moves you closer to what you might call energetic sovereignty, being the master of your own inner landscape.
So maybe a final thought people with, something to...
How about this? The sage doesn't chase power because power already resides.
Power resides.
And acts to cultivate. It's within a reach. It just takes that pace off and that consistent half drag.